I want to preface this video by saying Paul and I were absolute thrift store, Goodwill, flea market, tag sale junkies. If there was one within 50 miles of us, you know we would have been there. But since we have started replacing consumerism with more meaningful experiences, deeper relationships, and a calmer, more intentional home, our life has gotten better. If you want to know why we did it, how we did it, stay tuned. Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name's Emmy. My husband's Paul. Let's get right to this video. All our money is allotted to go someplace, whether it be bills or recreation, investments, blessing others, or buying junk. Every bit of our money, and yours too, goes somewhere. And once we start realizing how important it is for our money to be going into the right places and purchasing or not purchasing the correct items, the better off we're going to be. As I said earlier, Paul and I used to love to thrift. Now we still do, don't get me wrong, we are not minimalists. We're going to say that right off the bat. But we have been much more conscious of where our money has been going as far as non-essential purchases. And this is going back years now. And every year we try to get a little better with it. Having a lot of items in our home takes time and money to maintain. I know people who have, even when their items don't fit in their home, go ahead and rent storage facilities. Do you see how many storage facilities are popping up everywhere? Think about that. How much extra stuff people have that they actually need to store it in another building on someone else's property and pay those people to store these items. We need to take a hard, serious look on where we are spending our money. Buying items, maintaining items, dusting items, moving items around takes a lot of effort, a lot of time. And Paul and I, over the years, have definitely come to the conclusion that we would rather take that money and use it for fun and use it to experience life to its fullest. Now, we're talking about the money that goes to non-essential expenses. We're all doing our no-spend January. So we're talking about those non-essential purchases after no-spend January is gone. Can we keep it up? We are not perfect by any means. We are learning every day. We have become so much more aware of these junk purchases that we have made throughout the years. And it actually makes my heart sad if I thought of all the things that I have bought and decluttered through the years. Wow, think about that for a moment. Decluttering is a hot topic. Everybody's always decluttering. January decluttering. Why are we buying things constantly and then getting rid of them? That's a question we need to ask ourselves. And like I said, Paul and I decided enough is enough. Let's take that money and really enjoy life and experience what life has to offer. We need to learn to buy what we need to replace what has been broken or what we have used up. And that goes as well for food. Our freezer and our pantries used to be so stocked, overboard even. And as time on some of the dates of those foods would get close, we would give a lot away to food pantries, which I think is great. We buy for food pantries anyway. But what I'm saying is we overbought, and it applies to all areas of our lives. And we have watched with food that we need to be careful. We're not overspending in that area as well. Buying things because they're on super sale and just packing them away. And then heaven forbid, not using them, they expire and they go into the garbage. So what we're going to do today with you to motivate you, to get you going, because this was one of the things you should be doing on your no spend January. We're going to show you what's in our freezers. We're going to show you our inventory list before, because basically you can't even read it. And then we're going to show you our after, what we have and how we're looking at food as an investment. Spending maybe a bit more, but it is a higher quality food or a food that might be better for us. So let's turn this camera around, get motivated, and do some freezer inventories. This is what my freezer inventory looks like right now. It is an absolute mess. And the problem with this is I don't know what I've got in my freezer. I don't know what meals we can make. And I really got very careless over the holidays. Just shoving food in there, not remembering to cross things out or add it. So we're going to jump on into the freezer right now and do a quick inventory. So this is our bottom drawer. And this is where we keep most of our meats, but I see we've got a Trader Joe's tater tot in there. We still have some Christmas cookies right there, which we keep frozen because I made extra. We have a 16-pound turkey here. It was on sale for 49 cents a pound. I grabbed it and put it right in the freezer. I am going to have to cook that because look at the amount of space this is taking up. And then look at this. It is just a hodgepodge of stuff. We still have stuffed clams left from Christmas Eve, open bags of veggies, just a ton of stuff. So we need to go through this all and see what's here. In this entire freezer, all I found was one container of my chicken stock concentrate, which means that it's like gelatin. And that is all I have. And I need some chicken stock. Well, guess what? An entire bag of bones from the chicken, and I'm going to make some chicken bone broth as soon as we get this freezer back together. This is why you go through and see what you have. Now, I do want to tell you something. We do reuse bags. This just has some bread in it. I will wash this out and reuse it. These are raisins, by the way. We reuse all plastic bags that do not have raw meat in them. We have bananas to make bread and sesame seeds. We usually buy these vegetables and then Paul food savers them, but over the holidays, it was so busy and chaotic, we just threw the bags in the freezer. So we have some work to do. So these are our meats that we have right now, and also don't forget the 16-pound turkey. We have a lot of Italian sausage that we just put in lengths of 2. We've got some beef. We've got some pork bones for sauce. Now, some of this stuff, like pumpkin and tater tots, go on the top shelf. We try to only keep meat on the bottom. We have some chicken wings, some chicken breast. What we did was we bought a prime rib for Christmas. It was on sale. What did we pay? $5.99, I believe, a pound. And what we did was we cut it in half and we just cooked half, and now we have the other half for a special occasion. That was just such a great deal. $5.99 for prime rib. You just never get that price. So we have some stew meat here. And again, this is chicken cacciatore sauce left over. So I'm going to mix it with the other bag of sauce so that I know I have sauce for a whole meal already made. So we have been eating out of our freezer, as you can see. So we really need to keep an eye on those sales for meat and stock up. But right now, we're really very good for the two of us. We are in the little freezer in the other room, and we have a big container of homemade bean and ham soup in here, all kinds of vegetables. We have bacon. We just took everything out of the little freezer. You can see we have all kinds of vegetables in there, soup, bacon, and we're just going to inventory all this and then put it back neatly, and we know what we have. So here's our top shelf. We inventoried everything. So this is wonderful. A lot of this stuff was left over from Christmas. And then here's our bottom with all our meat. This is so big. Look at this. I paid $7.81 for that. It was just too good to pass up. So we do have to cook that soon. So we're good to go. We inventoried everything. Here is our before, total mess, and here is our after. Much better, much neater. Now I know exactly what we have. And what I do is I put lines next to it instead of using the little boxes. I just put lines, and when I need it, I just draw a line through it. So this works out great. We know what we have now. So there we go. We are set. We are stocked. We still continue to buy items on sale. Please remember that. But we buy them within reason. We don't want food to expire or go bad before we've had time to use it, to eat it. That's why we freeze so much. I want to apologize for my voice as we're going through this video. I have been battling a pretty good head cold all week. And when I saw I only had one container of chicken stock in my freezer and I had that huge bag of bones, well, you know what we did. Let's get into the kitchen and see. I found that big bag of chicken bones and I put them in my crock pot. I added celery, carrots, onion, garlic, black pepper. And now I'm going to cover it all with water. Now these bones are all from cooked chicken. They're leftover carcasses from whole chickens, things like that. Now a tip that my precious viewers taught me is always add a little bit of organic raw apple cider vinegar when you are cooking this stock, just a little bit. That will draw all the nutrients from the bones and you will get a delicious stock. Cover this. We're home today, so we're here to watch it. We're going to put it on high. We're just going to cook this for several hours at least. This cooked for about 8.5 hours on high. Wow, everything broke down. What a delicious looking stock. I'm going to cool this just a bit so that I am able to handle it. And then I will strain it. And then I will put it in the refrigerator to cool completely. And hopefully we'll get a wonderful gelatinous broth. Because the more gelatinous it is, the healthier it will be. We're just going to let this cool for a little while. Here's our stock the next day. Last night, after it cooled slightly, I deboned it and it went right in the refrigerator. Oh yeah, look at that. That is a very, very good stock. It just is like Jell-O. I love it. What I will do though is skim some of the fat off the top. Then I just take the stock in little individual containers and freeze it. So this worked perfectly. And that's what you want. You want it to be gelatin-like. And when you heat it, it will liquefy, no worries. But this shows a really good stock. The stock turned out amazing. You can see how gelatinous it was. You can see how rich in nutrients. Pack that up into individual containers, freeze them, and I have them for when we need them. Let's get back to some more intentional spending tips. The next thing we want you to think about is the next time you go to buy something, and it could be anything that is non-essential, look at it and say to yourself, out of everything that I could buy, is this what I really want? Out of everything I could buy with this amount of money, is this what I really want? Think about it. Or can you take that money and put it somewhere else? That's what we've been doing. I love Happy Planners. I love Happy Planner stickers. Do you know they just had a super sale? It was like $4 for a book of stickers. And if you bought 7, and I thought, wow, that would be, I'm like, Emmy, you have enough. You do not need more. Shut it, close it. It's no spend January. And even if it wasn't no spend January, do you really want to take that money and put it on Happy Planner stickers? Well, my answer was absolutely not. Move on. So try to use that technique when you go to buy something. Another way to look at this is to think about the items that you have held onto through the years. Think about your belongings and what are some things that have just stuck with you and you have hung onto. I guarantee you they were probably sentimental items that have been passed down, or good quality items that you purchased yourself that you wanted and that you have carried through, never decluttered and kept. For Paul, I know it's his guitars and his ham radio equipment. For me, it's my vintage dishes and my Pyrex collection. But, and here's the big but, when was the last time we bought those items? Think about it. When was the last time you purchased a guitar?
I think about 10 years ago.
Okay, so you have not, I mean, you buy strings. He buys strings, and if they break or something like that. What about ham radio equipment?
Again, a long time ago. My equipment is old, and I do maintain it. I repair it. If it breaks, I'm able to go inside and resolder parts and things like that. So I keep it running. All the wires, the antennas, everything I have is many years old. So part of the hobby, just fool around with it and get it going again.
Exactly. And I love my vintage Pyrex. There was a time that long as it said Pyrex on the bottom, I would buy it. We're being real. We're keeping it transparent here. In the last year, I literally think I bought one set of Pyrex. It was at the Stormville flea market, and I paid $40 for 4 pieces. I think in 2025, that is the only Pyrex I bought. Because I've been a collector of Pyrex, I know the prices of Pyrex. So when I saw these 4 items for that price, I grabbed them. I'll show you my set first, and then we're going to go on eBay and show you what the exact same set sold for. Not what people were asking, but what it sold for. So let's take a look at this. This is the 4 pieces in the pattern Golden Butterfly. They are refrigerator storage pieces, and they were pristine, not a chip, not a flake of paint was missing, and I fell in love. Here's just a set of 3 on eBay that sold for $125 and $16.24 delivery. Here is the exact set I have sold on eBay for $130 and $15.87 delivery. The set I bought was absolutely pristine. Not a chip, not a scratch, nothing. Those sets on eBay I just showed you, people paid triple what I paid plus shipping. So I look at that Pyrex as an investment. I really do. I could make 3 times the money if I wanted to sell it for what I bought it for. Not that I'm selling it. Of course, I love it. I'm keeping it. But what I'm saying is we have even stopped buying what is near and dear to our hearts because we have said enough is enough. Will I never buy a piece of Pyrex again? I am not saying that. But will I be intentional about it? Will I look at it and think, do I need this too? 4 pieces in a year. For me, that's huge. And also because it was all in one set, that's why I bought the 4. But you're getting the drift of what we're saying. Experiences over items. Now, we just want to share with you something our niece did with us over the holidays. We talk about this with our family all the time, experiences, and they're on board with it. And we love to spend time with my brothers, my family. There's nothing better in our opinion. So our niece gifted us an evening with her, my brother, my sister-in-law, our son, all of us together. She bought everyone tickets, and we all went through the most magical outdoor light show ever. It was so wonderful. And we got to spend time with them. We have these memories forever. We got to talk about the lights. We got to take silly pictures. We just were together in the freezing cold. It was wonderful. It was fun. I wouldn't have traded it for anything. So let us just give you a snippet of that evening. The magic of that beautiful winter's evening will forever live in our hearts and our thoughts, honestly. When it comes to buying more, put the brakes on. Say to yourself, yeah, I'm not thinking we need more stuff. I want a calmer home. I want a more intentional home. I want more money to do what I want to do with it. We have been living this way for quite a while now. We encourage you, if you have these feelings as well, jump on board with us. Today's question of the day, I want you to think back over experiences you have shared within the last couple of months. It could be as small as baking cookies with your grandchildren, or taking a loved one for a walk in a park. It could be a family movie night. Share an experience you've had recently that has cost near nothing and has left you with just a joyful, grateful heart and no clutter. Share that with us down below. We hope this video was encouraging. We ask that you please take a minute, give this video a big thumbs up, please. It helps us so much here on YouTube. We ask that you subscribe if you haven't. Come on in and be part of our Frugal family. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you. But wait, hold on, because so many of you have asked how Dixie Belle is doing. So we thought we'd give you a little glimpse of how Dixie spends her winter months. And I know there are 3 special brothers up in the state of New Hampshire. Their mama wrote me a beautiful Christmas card. I'm not mentioning any names, but they said they love to see Dixie Belle. So this is for you. She doesn't do much in the winter, as you're going to see. We love you all. God bless. Until our next video. This is Dixie Belle living her best life. Yep, this is pretty much what she does. You're getting to see her with her winter coat on. She's all fuzzy, but that keeps her so warm. If you all can believe it, Dixie Belle's going to be 9, January 26th. So she's got a birthday coming up. She's living her best life.